Surprise, motherfucker.
What you're looking at is a 1969 Aristocrat Travelier. First one on YouTube, as a matter of fact. They have lowliners. They have Land Commanders. They do not have a Travelier for some reason. Let's start the badge. It says Greenville, South Carolina. Now, there's nothing pristine about this thing at all. I paid, I believe, about a year ago. Yeah, I've been holding off to wait till summer for it to actually start the remodeling process. But I paid $500 for this thing. Most people usually get them for $250 or $300. But that wasn't me, because I want to actually gut this thing. I don't want to restore it. I don't want it all original. On eBay, the frame will go for like, well, the frame and the skin will go for like $2,000. I didn't know that at the time when I bought it. I thought I just lucked into a decent purchase. But nope. I lucked into a project, that's for damn sure. Oh look, someone took out a window and put in an AC. How common is that? But anyway, this is the outside of it, and this is all the remodel stuff. The insulation, I think, cost me $8 altogether, and half of it's from a clean-out job I did, where I took away a hot tub, and I kept all the insulation out of the hot tub frame. I have a small tub I'm putting in. I bought that at a yard sale for maybe $7, if I recall. I have a bunch of dumpster linoleum that I'm going to go ahead and lay down. Some more dumpster 2x4s, which are going to come in handy because I need to reframe a lot of the inside. You'll see there's nothing left in the interior. The Coleman, let's see, 12-volt thermoelectric cooler, I believe I paid $6 for at an auction, and it works flawlessly. The rack I'll probably just use for food storage. I got that out of a grocery store dumpster. And the cabinets were a curbside find. I think I paid $1 for the weed sprayer at a yard sale. Probably going with the shower weed sprayer. And the 2x4s and carpet I pulled out of a roll-off dumpster around the corner from my home because a neighbor was doing a remodel project, and I don't know what they upgraded with because what they threw out was pretty fucking pristine. So we'll go inside. Yeah, there is nothing left. I've been gutting this thing slowly but surely. When I bought it, the appliances were already ripped out of it, which is kind of cool because I guarantee dude sold them and like he just didn't know what the fuck he was doing because he sold it to me cheap enough. I'm sure he thought he was giving somebody a good deal, and he kind of was. But at the same time, I also don't want to restore this thing. I don't want anything to do with restoration or making it look all original because it's not livable. Like, seriously, if we come inside, you'll see that this is where the bunk used to roll out. Okay, that's a single-size mattress, if that. Like, my son's baby crib, or stepson's baby crib, had a bigger mattress in it. How the fuck a grown adult would sleep in something like this, I couldn't even begin to tell you. Like, I am 5'8", 5'9", 220 pounds, I work out habitually, and my big ass would break this fucking thing. This is where the table went, and as you can see, there is a table. Like, I want to know how back in the 60s and 70s, these people actually accomplished anything in these little-ass campers because of these fucking tables. This table is ginormous. This table takes up all the footroom of the camper. Like, how are you going to get up and walk around? How are you going to just do, like, activities of day-to-day life? Okay, there's no bathroom in these things, so let's just say you're shitting in a bucket. Like, where you got room to shit? You can't even empty your bowels because you have this giant fucking table. I don't get this at all. And this trunk, these are cool. The bench trunks. But I have no idea why you need something this big to sit on and something this fucking small. It just takes up a lot of room. And here's where the sink and the cabinets would have been, and the stove. They're long gone and ripped out. I bought it like that, and thankfully I paid the other $200 over what I thought it was worth. just because the kid had done so much work for basically a couple $100 extra to sell this thing. I mean, in my eyes, because it just suited my purpose. A collector would fucking cry right now and probably bash me in the comments and tell me how bad I suck. But seriously, this thing, it's going to be a lot of work, but I'd rather turn it into like a tiny home or a micro cabin than go ahead and restore it to original. You can't even take a piss in here. Like, your only option of sleeping was on a fat bench with polyester cushions. Fuck that. Or this little bitty-ass bunk, which a normal person can't sleep in. Like, you gotta be indigent as fuck. Like, awaiting court date for eviction, talking about 3 warrants for your arrest, hiding out in some county where they don't even run electricity, and you gotta be sleeping in something like this. That ain't fit to sleep in. I have no idea how this thing is considered a collector's item. I really don't. But when I'm done with it, it will be solar powered, it will be spacious, it will have a bathroom, and it will have a full kitchen, and it will all be based on less than $1,000 worth of money I put into it, and mostly dumpster junk and recyclables. I mean, there's still stuff I can scrap in here to make money, for God's sake. A copper line for the propane, some of the heavier gauge wire for the electrical system. I could probably even sell the switches if I wanted to. The midget-ass fuse box, which looks so corroded, it'd probably be a fire hazard if I tried to go live with it in the first place. I mean, I left the wiring system intact and didn't clip nothing, but I'm not going to go ahead and try to power anything on. I made sure of that from day one. I am going to leave the electrical system alone, and I'm not even going to run wiring through the walls. I will probably build a portable solar power station and just use that. I don't have a floor plan yet, but I will get a floor plan. But I'm fixing this thing up in case one day I ever want to live in something like this. It's like always owning a home. Or so me and the girlfriend can go camping whenever we want to. Or I can just have a man cave and get the hell away from her and the kids sometimes. I mean, it's not overwhelming. It's not a shitty life by any means. But at the same time, a man just needs some man time. Ignore the truck outside. So yeah, at this point, my goal now is going to be to redo this ceiling because there was no roof vent and no hatch on the vent. Right now I'm using the cover from a 5-gallon bucket. So I'm going to have to redo the ceiling and redo this wall. And that's okay because I have wall paneling and I have enough styrofoam to insulate this thing. But I have a feeling I'm going to run into a lot of fiberglass and a lot of 1x1s and 2x2s and just some type of jerry-rig ceiling, and it's going to be nasty as fuck when I go ahead and open it, thanks to all the black mold and everything else. So at this point, I'm going to do these walls, and hopefully that'll work out a lot better. I have no idea, but I know the bunk is not going to happen. I know the shitty ceiling isn't going to happen with all this mold nastiness, and I know I have to replace this wall and this part of the ceiling before I do anything. And I have no idea how complicated that's going to be yet. I may have bitten off more than I can chew. But I'm pretty handy, so we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you updated. So I can't get rid of the fucking table. Like, who the fuck would use that thing? That's pointless. It's so big. Literally, that table and the base of that table would take up the entire inside of this thing. You would literally have enough room just to go ahead and cook a fucking egg omelet and then sit there depressed because you couldn't get up and walk around. Like, jail inmates have more space. Holy shit.